Imagine walking through life where everything flows. Right people appear exactly when you need them. Doors of opportunity open effortlessly before your eyes. Your body feels lighter, your mind crystal clear. Your heart beats in peace, calm, unshaken presence. This is not fantasy, nor chance, nor luck. It is the hidden language of your vibration. Every thought, emotion, word emits invisible energy frequency, and the universe always responds with perfect resonance. What you emit outward inevitably returns to you. But here lies the secret few truly understand. Raising vibration temporarily is never the real transformation. Real transformation begins when frequency becomes your foundation, a state that holds firm beyond outside circumstances. No collapse when storms of chaos surround your path. No downfall when shadows whisper doubt inside your mind. Instead, a permanent vibration anchored deep within you. Unshakable, luminous, magnetic, your soul's truest expression alive. This is the power ancient masters always protected. The knowledge that vibration creates and reshapes your reality. And today you will remember how to sustain it. Because once you master frequency, nothing remains the same. Stay with me until the very end, because I'll show you not only why vibration reshapes reality, but how to anchor it permanently in your life. And if this message resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this light with others who need it. Give this video a like so more people can raise their frequency too. One truth awaits you here, and missing it could change everything. Chapter 1. The Ancient Origin of Vibration. Since the dawn of humanity, wise men sensed an invisible rhythm shaping creation itself. They listened to rivers, winds, and stars, perceiving a hidden pulse beneath silence. Reality was not static, but alive with frequency and flow. Existence echoed as music long before language or stone. Every heartbeat mirrored this ancient resonance of the cosmos. The song never ended, it only changed form. The universe sang. In Egypt, priests carved this lore into temples and chanted it in ritual. They declared, "Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates," across generations of initiates. Voices reverberated through halls designed with sacred geometry. Stone became an instrument resonating with divine precision. For them, vibration was the breath of God's weaving form. The unseen wove itself into visible patterns of creation. Their temples stood as living echoes of truth. Inside sanctuaries, walls pulsed with tones that altered perception and awareness. Frequencies acted as medicine, unlocking hidden gateways within the soul. Entering meant crossing dimensions where silence itself carried weight. Hieroglyphs described sound as force sculpting matter into being. Resonance sustained harmony between divine, earth, and human form. Egyptians believed sound was the chisel of creation itself. To them, vibration was reality's hidden foundation. Stone sang. Across distant lands, India preserved vibration as eternal cosmic throb. The Vedas called it spanda, heartbeat and movement that never ends. Yogis inhaled the universe and exhaled harmony into being. Om was seed of existence, sustaining all creation. Mantra and breath aligned body, mind, and spirit eternally. For them, vibration was not idea, but direct experience. Their practice revealed cosmos as living, breathing resonance. To yogic masters, vibration united matter and spirit seamlessly. Matter was condensed sound, frozen rhythm sculpted into form. Each inhalation echoed the first cosmic hum of creation. Meditation tuned the self to this endless resonance. Reality revealed itself not as solid, but as music. Through vibration, humans remembered origin and divine essence. Liberation came not by escape, but by harmony. In the Americas, shamans taught vibration as life's true melody. Rivers sang currents, stones murmured deep echoes, animals carried hidden songs. Illness appeared when a person lost inner rhythm. Healing restored harmony through chant, drum, and ancestral breath. Sound was medicine that awakened memory of spirit. Vibration stitched community back into cosmic order. Through resonance, the tribe found unity again. Ceremonies became living acts of vibrational renewal and alignment. Drums thundered like heartbeat of the planet itself. Rattles cracked like lightning, dispersing stagnant fields of energy. Chants echoed voices of ancestors through smoke rising in spirals. Dancers embodied the rhythm of creation in their movement. For shamans, sound was bridge between earth and spirit. Through vibration, the tribe remembered their wholeness. Across cultures, one law returned unshaken. Vibration was essence. Egyptians sculpted with sound, Indians breathed mantras, shamans danced resonance. Oceans apart, centuries apart, they lived the same truth. Resonance became the engine of existence, shaping all reality. The cosmos was not silent but eternally singing. Creation itself unfolded through vibration, timeless and universal. Existence vibrated without pause or end. Centuries later, science uncovered what mystics always intuited. Matter was not still but alive with motion. Atoms vibrated, electrons leapt, reality shimmered as endless symphony. Silence dissolved into a dance of invisible frequencies. Laboratories measured what temples once whispered in secret rites. Vibration moved from myth into confirmed structural fact. Science named what spirit had long lived. Quantum physics revealed what chance had once declared: all vibrates. Particles oscillate, dissolving and reappearing in rhythmic waves of energy. Light, thought and sound revealed themselves as resonance. Mystics embodied this through ritual, while scientists wrote equations. Different languages, one vision of eternal truth endured. Reality sang as vibration beneath all forms. The cosmos revealed itself as frequency in motion. Egypt chanted it, India breathed it, shamans danced it, physics confirmed it. Resonance built, destroyed, and rebuilt worlds in silence. Vibration was not belief, but law etched into matter. It was the hidden architect of form and destiny. Align with it, and life transforms in response. Humans cease reacting and begin composing existence itself. Vibration is creation's secret language. The ancient origin of vibration united myth and science timelessly. It flowed through breath, heartbeat, galaxies, and the human mind. It was no trend, but eternal pulse of being. To know vibration was to speak the language of creation. Temples and laboratories echoed the same song unchanged. All reality vibrated, alive, eternal, forever in motion. The cosmos itself sang. Chapter 2, The Four Pillars of Frequency. Vibration is not abstract belief, nor a distant idea repeated in sacred texts. It is the living pulse of your being, shaping how reality responds to you each moment. Just as a musician tunes an instrument, you tune yourself through four hidden pillars. They are forces that either raise you higher or pull you down. Without them, vibration becomes unstable. With them, it becomes unshakable. These four pillars form the architecture of your frequency, weaving mind, emotion, time, and action into one field of resonance. They are not ornaments for spirituality, but foundations of life itself. Each breath, each word, each silent choice is shaped by their balance, and so begins the journey of unveiling them. Here lies the map to sustaining vibration beyond moments. The law is simple. Alignment creates stability. 1. Thought and perception. The first pillar is thought and perception, the lens through which reality enters your being. Two people live the same event, but each perceives differently. One collapses into fear, another rises in clarity. The event does not decide, perception does. Every thought vibrates, coloring your frequency instantly. Your vibration begins where your mind chooses to see. This is why ancient masters spoke of guarding the mind as one guards a sacred temple. A thought repeated becomes belief. A belief becomes vibration. Vibration becomes destiny. When perception aligns with higher truth, your field expands. Judgment, Fear and comparison lower resonance. Clarity, openness, and wisdom elevate it. The mind is not enemy nor master. It is a compass pointing your frequency's direction. 2. Sustained emotion. The second pillar is sustained emotion, not fleeting feelings that pass like wind. Joy that vanishes quickly does not define your vibration. What defines you is the emotional home you return to daily. Gratitude sustained becomes light. Resentment sustained becomes weight. Emotion is the language your frequency speaks to the universe. Your heart decides what song you carry. To master sustained emotion is not to avoid sadness or deny anger. It is to refuse making them your permanent address. Feelings arrive, teach, and go. But emotion chosen again and again defines your vibrational signature. A heart trained in gratitude transforms perception itself. Even in chaos, it sustains luminous tone. Your vibration becomes strong, not by absence of storms, but by consistency of light. 3. Presence in the now. The third pillar is presence in the now, the doorway where vibration stabilizes into truth. Past carries memory, future carries dream, but only now carries life. Many lose vibration because they live elsewhere, ruminating on wounds or fearing tomorrows. The present is the only ground where frequency aligns. Here your soul meets eternity within seconds. When you enter full presence, vibration clears like water settling after storm. Thoughts slow, emotions balance, and energy flows without resistance. Ancient teachers called it the sacred pause, the moment where reality listens. In presence, coherence arises naturally and power is reclaimed. To vibrate high is not escaping time, but inhabiting it completely. Presence is the anchor of vibration. 4. Internal coherence. The fourth pillar is internal coherence, the alignment of thought, word, feeling, and action. When you think one thing, feel another, and act against both, your field fractures. The universe does not answer words, it answers being. Coherence fuses all parts of you into one signal. That signal radiates stronger than rituals or affirmations. Coherence is truth embodied. Living in coherence is like playing instruments out of tune. Each piece makes noise, but no symphony emerges. Living coherence is harmony itself. When thought, feeling, and action match, your vibration becomes magnetic, luminous, undeniable. The world listens, not to what you claim, but to what you consistently live. Coherence is the crown of vibration, the seal of authenticity. These four pillars: 1. Thought and perception. 2. Sustained emotion. 3. Presence in the now. 4. Internal coherence are not optional steps, but essential architecture. Remove one, and the structure wobbles. Unite them, and vibration stabilizes into permanence. Your field becomes fortress and song. The universe recognizes you not by appearance, but by resonance. Vibration then is not a ritual you perform, nor a temporary mood that drifts away. It is the living equation of these four pillars in balance. Each day, each breath, you choose whether to align them or scatter them. In their union, life answers differently. You no longer chase frequency, you embody it. This is the foundation of permanent transformation. Chapter 3. The hidden obstacles that lower your vibration. Every seeker who chooses to raise their vibration eventually meets resistance. It arrives not as punishment, but as challenge, a sacred test. The universe does not block you, it refines you. Obstacles appear when frequency begins to shift, revealing the fragility of your new resonance. Each challenge is mirror, showing where you still fracture. This is not failure, it is training for mastery. The path is tested by fire. The first hidden obstacle is the energetic relapse, moments when vibration suddenly collapses after expansion. Just after clarity, storms arrive, old patterns resurfacing, shadows demanding attention. Many believe they have failed, yet this fall is reorganization. Like an instrument being tuned, the string tightens, then trembles. Relapse is not the end, it is the adjustment. To persist is to refine your sound. Fall to rise sharper. Relapse teaches the art of stability. It asks, can you hold your light even when shadows return? Each descent exposes what was unstable, what still vibrates in lower tones. These returns are invitations, not punishments. When you embrace relapse as refinement, not failure, energy reorganizes itself with greater power. Falling is not falling back, it is falling deeper into truth. Stability is forged here. The second obstacle is the collective mental noise, the heavy storm of society's thought patterns. Fear, urgency, comparison, constant distraction flood the atmosphere. To vibrate high in a low-frequency world is rebellion. You cannot silence the collective, but you can anchor above it. The challenge is not escaping noise, but remembering your song amid it. Presence becomes shield. Awareness becomes sanctuary. Silence cuts the storm. The collective noise seduces through repetition, echoing in media, voices, and inner thoughts. Its goal is to scatter your attention, fragment your frequency, weaken your light. Yet every time you return to stillness, you defy it. You show that clarity can exist within chaos. The world may shout, but your resonance whispers louder. Silence is power in a culture of noise. Whisper outweighs thunder. The third obstacle is the trap of spiritual ego. When vibration rises, subtle pride may sneak in. You begin comparing your growth, feeling superior, secretly feeding shadow. Yet the moment ego owns your light, vibration collapses. The soul does not compete, it radiates. Ego whispers, you are higher, but true resonance answers, you are one. This trap refines humility. Light bows before truth. Spiritual ego is subtle, often masked as wisdom. It preaches light while seeking validation, speaks of love while craving recognition. This obstacle is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It reveals the last chains of comparison. By walking through this trap with awareness, you learn the truth. The higher you vibrate, the softer you become. Humility is the crown of frequency. Greatness hides in gentleness. The fourth obstacle is the inner shadow. The wounds and fears buried deep within. When light rises, shadow surfaces, demanding to be seen. Old memories, suppressed emotions, hidden pain all vibrate upward. Many mistake this emergence as regression, but it is cleansing. Shadow is not darkness against you, it is forgotten light waiting for embrace. Integration is elevation. Darkness reveals the sun. Shadow work is not glamorous, it is raw, demanding, honest. To face anger, grief, guilt is to polish the mirror of your soul. Each time you sit with shadow, vibration steadies. Each tear shed becomes fuel for resonance. The obstacle of shadow is not destruction but transformation. Your greatest light is often hidden where you least wish to look. The mirror never lies. Together, these four obstacles, relapse, noise, ego, shadow, form the curriculum of mastery. Each appears exactly when you are ready to transcend it. They refine, not punish. They sculpt, not shatter. When you accept them as training, vibration stabilizes into permanence. The path of resonance is not linear but spiral. You do not fail, you deepen. Every obstacle hides a gift. Every trial conceals treasure. The universe tests resonance not to break you, but to prove you to yourself. Just as fire hardens steel, obstacles forge strength. The relapse teaches patience, the noise teaches silence, the ego teaches humility, the shadow teaches truth. Each is teacher disguised as difficulty. The seeker becomes master not by avoiding them, but by dancing with them. Training becomes triumph. Resistance forges radiance. Mastery is not avoiding storms, but vibrating through them. When you realize obstacles are guardians, not enemies, fear dissolves. Each challenge faced raises your stability, turning fragile frequency into unshakable field. Relapse becomes rhythm, noise becomes silence, ego becomes humility, shadow becomes light. This is the alchemy of obstacles. This is how vibration becomes permanent. Storms prove your song. Chapter 4. 7 Sacred Practices for Permanent Elevation. Elevation is not sustained by chance, but by practice, by rituals that weave spirit into daily life. Without anchors, vibration rises only for moments, then collapses. The ancients knew permanence requires discipline, not just inspiration. These are the practices that shape frequency into stability. 7 sacred steps, not to be memorized, but to be lived. Each day, each choice is training for resonance. Discipline births freedom. 1. Morning intention. When the day begins without clarity, vibration scatters before it rises. But when you awaken with intention, your field aligns. Before noise enters, silence sets direction. A breath, a question, a decision. What energy will I embody today? This act, so simple, is sacred. Intention plants the seed of the frequency you choose. The day bends to your tone. In 2, caring for what you consume. To guard vibration, you must choose your inputs wisely. Not only food, but music, words, media, and company. Each intake colors your field, lifting or draining. Consumption is not neutral, it is frequency disguised. What you permit inside becomes the resonance you emit outside. Choose carefully, for your vibration listens. Every intake is a vote for harmony. 3. Conscious silence and breath in chaos. Breath is forgotten, silence feared. Yet silence is the bridge, breath the anchor. 5 minutes of conscious inhalation clears more energy than hours of frantic activity. This practice is not escape, but recalibration. To pause, to breathe, to rest in stillness is to remember your essence. The highest vibration is born in silence. Calm is your true power. 4. Words aligned with the heart speech is vibration incarnate, sound shaping reality. Every word spoken plants seeds in the unseen. Complaint lowers, truth raises, kindness amplifies. The universe responds not only to what you feel, but to what you say. To speak from heart is to transmit resonance directly. Every sentence is a creation. Speak carefully, for words are spells. Language sculpts destiny. 5. Movement of the body. Energy stagnates when the body stiffens, when life is lived only in the mind. Movement is not vanity, it is medicine. Dance, stretch, walk, let blood and breath circulate. Every gesture releases blocked frequency, letting vibration flow again. The ancients moved in ritual, and their bodies became temples of resonance. Your movement is your energy alive. Motion keeps the soul awake. 6. Deep gratitude. Gratitude is not occasional thanks, but sustained awareness. It is the highest frequency available to the human heart. To thank without reason, to honor the breath, the sun, the path. This sustains your field like no other. Gratitude changes perception, and perception shapes vibration. A grateful heart vibrates higher than knowledge, higher than effort. Gratitude is alchemy. Thanks unlocks abundance. 7. Rest and restorative sleep. The body is not merely flesh, but instrument of energy. Without rest, vibration frays, collapsing under exhaustion. True sleep is not escape, but integration. It is where the field resets, where the unseen organizes. To honor your cycles, to protect the night, is to awaken in clarity. Rest is not weakness, it is strength. Dreams recalibrate the soul. Integration of the 7 practices. These 7 practices are not scattered rituals, but one system, one architecture. Together they sustain vibration like the 7 strings of a harp. When one breaks, the harmony weakens, but when all are tuned, resonance becomes unshakable. intention, consumption, silence, words, movement, gratitude, and rest. 7 notes, 1 song. The melody of permanence is played through daily practice. Harmony becomes unbreakable. The discipline of permanence. Many seek shortcuts, hoping for permanent vibration without discipline, but permanence is not given, it is trained. The 7 practices are less about effort, more about alignment. They do not require perfection, only consistency. Even small daily acts recalibrate the field. Every practice is a doorway. Together, they are a temple. Through them, vibration ceases to collapse. It learns to endure. Consistency is true mastery. Practice is liberation. The sacred practices are not cages but wings. They do not imprison, they liberate. Through them, you rise not temporarily but permanently. Each practice is proof that spirituality is not an idea but a lifestyle. Every choice, from breath to word to rest, sculpts your resonance. You do not raise vibration by chance, you hold it by training. Practice is freedom. Freedom is lived discipline. Thus the path of elevation becomes simple, though never easy. 7 practices, 7 anchors, 7 steps to permanence. They are not new, they are timeless. They appear in temples, in yogic chants, in shamanic drums, in your own heartbeat. Intention, care, silence, words, movement, gratitude, rest. The map is here. The question remains, will you live it? The choice is yours. Chapter 5, The Promise of Transformation. To sustain a high vibration is to enter another dimension of living. Life stops being random, scattered, and heavy. Instead, it flows like a river guided by unseen current. You move not by chance, but by resonance. Every choice, every breath aligns with clarity. Existence itself begins to harmonize around you, whispering that change is real. The journey becomes revelation, and you feel reborn, carried by an invisible rhythm. The first gift is energetic sovereignty. No longer do circumstances decide your state. You stop being victim of moods, storms, or external noise. You become the master of your frequency, steady amid chaos. Energy is no longer drained by every trigger. Instead, it is guarded, luminous, and yours. Sovereignty is freedom clothed in vibration. Your light becomes your unshakable shield, glowing through every storm. Sovereignty transforms the way you move in the world. Boundaries become clear, decisions flow with ease. You no longer chase approval or fear rejection. Instead, you radiate a field so stable that others feel it instantly. Your energy is no longer a reaction, it is command. This sovereignty is not domination but clarity. The universe bends to your stability, echoing your inner order. The second promise is inner freedom. To vibrate high is to dissolve the chains of fear, doubt, and constant comparison. Freedom is not rebellion against the world, but liberation within. It is the silence where you choose again, unbound. Nothing to prove, nothing to hide, nothing to resist. Freedom is the invisible crown of vibration. Your soul breathes its first true air, radiant and untouchable. Inner freedom does not mean ignoring reality. It means facing it unshaken. Fear still whispers, but it no longer commands. Old wounds rise, but they no longer enslave. You can walk into storms without collapsing because your field holds. True freedom is not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of response. You rise calm while the world trembles, steady as mountain flame. The third gift is expansion of consciousness. To vibrate high is to see more, sense more, connect deeper. The walls of perception crack and new horizons appear. Life is no longer just survival, but symphony. Insights arrive like lightning, clarity like dawn. Consciousness stretches beyond self into the infinite. The unseen becomes visible, and wonder expands without end. Expanded consciousness reveals unity beneath difference. You no longer see separation, but connection. Every being, every event, every sound is part of one field. Compassion flows not as duty, but as recognition. To hurt another feels like hurting yourself. To lift another is to rise together. The illusion fades and the one truth shines, uniting all existence. The fourth promise is impact on others. Your vibration becomes contagious, not by words but by presence. People feel lighter near you, calmer, clearer. You become mirror, reminder, catalyst. Change ripples outward, often silently, as if by resonance alone. The world does not shift by argument, but by frequency. Your presence rewrites atmospheres without effort, like sunlight in silence. Impact multiplies without effort. You do not impose, you radiate. Families heal, spaces transform. Strangers find peace just by proximity. What once required endless force now happens through presence. Vibration teaches without speaking, leads without commanding. Your resonance writes invisible notes into every heart you touch. You become a silent lighthouse of truth, guiding without a word. The fifth gift is reconfiguration of reality. When frequency stabilizes, reality bends around it. Opportunities align, doors open, synchronicities multiply. Life begins to mirror inner order with outer flow. Chaos transforms into clarity, delay into timing, resistance into pathways. You no longer chase, life responds. This is not magic, it is law. Your world becomes sculpted by resonance, designed by your field. Reality reconfigures because you are no longer fragmented. When coherence within stabilizes, the universe mirrors it faithfully. What was once struggle turns into effortless alignment. You learn that reality is less about force and more about vibration. The world responds not to demands, but to frequency. To hold high vibration is to hold the key. Your being becomes creation itself, reshaping the unseen. This is the promise of transformation, sovereignty, freedom, expansion, impact, creation. These are not fantasies, but natural results of sustained vibration. The ancient secret is simple yet revolutionary. You change reality by becoming its frequency. And so the call resounds. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more souls vibrating truth. And that soul awakened can be you now. We have walked through the path of vibration, from its ancient roots to the obstacles, the practices, and finally, the promise of transformation. Every step was not theory, but living truth. Vibration is not something you imagine, it is something you embody. And the moment you embody it, reality itself begins to shift. You become the architect of your frequency. Your life becomes the proof of resonance. The journey is not about perfection, but presence. Each relapse, each storm, each shadow was never a punishment. It was training. Every practice you repeat, every silence you guard, every gratitude you choose, polishes your frequency like light through crystal. What seemed fragile becomes stable. What seemed fleeting becomes permanent. This is how vibration becomes unbreakable. The gifts are not distant, they are already within reach. Sovereignty, freedom, expansion, impact, and creation. This is the promise of transformation, not for a chosen few, but for every soul willing to align. The vibration you hold becomes the world you see. And when you rise, the universe responds in kind. Resonance is the language of destiny. And so I leave you with this final truth. The world does not need more noise. It does not need more distraction. It does not need more shadows. The world needs more souls vibrating truth. Let that soul be you. Live your resonance, share your light, and walk as proof of the eternal law. Because when you vibrate higher, you change everything. Now that you know how to permanently raise your vibration, remember, the energy you emit creates your reality. This is your chance to transform your life. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this message with others who need to raise their frequency too. Give this video a like if you've been inspired, and keep vibrating high, because the best is yet to come.